You guys, before you watch this video, I wanted to say that last Sunday I attended a different church, a church called the Garden, and I met two of my viewers, and I wanted to give them a shout out. So I want to say hello to Linda and Dawn, who I met at the Garden Church. You guys were adorable. They sat in front of me. They said hello to me. And of course, it made me feel great. So I hope to see you guys again. And then a few days later, I was at Home Goods. And then a few days later, I was shopping at Home Goods. And I heard somebody kind of, say, hey, or kind of wave at me. And so I want to say hello to Lisa. Lisa was also adorable. And I actually have a picture that I took of Lisa and I. And I would have taken a picture of Linda and Dawn, but we were in church. And so I actually really didn't think of it. So at any rate, I said that I would give them a shout out. So here is your shout out to Lisa, to Linda, and to Dawn. Thank you so much for being my YouTube friends. And with that, please stay and watch this video. My Christmas card to you, my thoughts on Christmas. When I think of Christmas morning, all those thousands of years ago, my thoughts actually go more towards Mary and Joseph than they do even to baby Jesus. I think about Mary being so young, riding on a donkey, traveling with her husband, no immediate family with her. Her mother's not there. She's not in a facility or in a tribe situation where there are handmaidens to help her. And I can only think of what it must have been like for her, like in the night, and like, did her water break? Did it not? Did she start having labor pains and said to Joseph, you better stop and find me someplace to land because I think the baby's coming. What were Joseph's thoughts? Was he like, oh my gosh, I've got to protect you. I've got to find a spot for us. I have to find a safe place for you and for the baby. And so, I think about what his emotions must have been, an upcoming father to this precious, special child. And, so when they did land into the stable, as the Bible story says, a barn, a stable, certainly not a luxurious place. And so, imagine her in labor, getting off the donkey, gathering her belongings. Probably, I'm sure Joseph made a few trips and took them into her, whatever satchels or whatever, items she must have had. I think about, if she was in hard labor, what she must have been bleeding. And as her water broke, her clothing was getting wet. How many extra pairs of clothes did she have? If there was blood stain on her clothing, how was that taken care of? And so let's say she gets comfortable in a bed of straw, which is how the Bible really does explain it. I haven't really done in-depth research. I'm just going by what I've read from the Bible. So now she's in a barn or in a stable, and I'm in my mind's eye, I'm seeing her laying on a bed made of straw, probably maybe blankets thrown on top of the straw. Is she alone? Is it just Mary and Joseph? Or do people from the village? Do people from the home, do people that own the barn or the the stable area, do they come out and help? Do they even know that she is ready to have a baby? And does Joseph go get a bucket of water? I don't know. These are things that I think about when I think of Christmas morning. And, so now maybe, now Mary how long was Mary in labor? Do you think that, the Bible says that it was destined for all women to bear children in pain? Do you think God cut Mary slack and thought, well, since you're having my son, I'm gonna have you not bear him in pain? Or if she did have pain, like they say to us on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level? What was her pain level? What were her contractions? Like I said, how long was she in labor? And then was Joseph by her side, or was that like, did he leave her alone while he walked out because that was like a woman's thing? After Jesus was born, how much did he weigh? How long was he? All the things that we do today, those are, I'm certain that they had their own way of measuring and of making a judgment as to how healthy the baby was at birth. And, what did they do with the afterbirth? And did she even know about afterbirth? And, what was it like? What was it like with the sanitary conditions or no sanitary conditions? How did she clean herself up? How did she clean the baby up? Was Jesus born with hair? Was he, what did she just, kiss his fingers and his toes? Did Joseph come over and the three of them caress and bond? I think of myself as a mother when I delivered. I just wanted to hold my new baby and look at her and kiss her and smell her and hold her next to my body. And so is that what Mary did? And did Mary start nursing right away? What was it like for Mary and Jesus to gaze into one another's eyes? When you nurse your baby, when you feed your baby a bottle in the middle of the night and it's still so dark and quiet outside, those are the moments where you stare at each other and you bond. And so what was it like for Mary bonding with Jesus? And what was it like for Jesus staring up at his mother and bonding with her? Was Jesus a good baby? Did he have colic? Was he up all night? Was he a good sleeper? Was he a good eater? So, I think about Mary's night. And yes, the wise man and the shepherd boy and the like the song says, the flocks they lay lowing. And so, were the wise men did Mary not really want to see them because oh, don't come to me in this intimate time? Or were they standoffish and just said, we know something is important is happening and these are our gifts? So I think about so many things besides just baby Jesus laying in the manger. I think more of Mary laying in the straw. I think more of Joseph being a protective father and concerned for the safety, protection, and comfort of his wife and new baby. So, when we say it's our children's birthdays, it's really the mother's birthday. And so even though December 25th is Jesus's birthday, Christ's Mass, it's really Mary's birthday as well. So I think that when I wake up tomorrow, among the music and the opening of the presents and the smell of coffee, I'm also going to be thinking of Mary and what it must have been like for her, waking up for maybe a first feeding of our baby Jesus. So with that, you guys, Poppy and I are going to sign off. You can hear my tiredness in my voice. I don't care. I just wanted to send you this little Christmas thought that I had, kind of like a little Christmas card from me to you. Have a wonderful Christmas. And until our next conversation, bye-bye.